Hi, I'm Mary Knish. Welcome to my session. I'm an innovative educator, teaching artist for young audiences, and a facilitator trainer for the organization Music for People. I am endorsed by Rhythm Band Instruments and Toca Drums, and I'm also an international author. I've put a lot of my ideas for brain-based experiential teaching in the classroom of music and movement into lots of resources that I'll share with you in my session notes. You can download the session notes in a PDF by going to the File tab button, and I have PDF, and I also have a slide presentation I've prepared for you that has lots of links to support materials so that you can get started in using some of the techniques and strategies that I'll be sharing with you today. Hi everybody, I'm Mary Knish with Rhythmic Connections, and the session is sponsored by Rhythm Band Instruments. And you'll see that we'll be using the boom whackers and the resonator bars in this session, as well as the ukulele. My hope is to share with you some of my favorite ways to teach ukulele in a way that creates success for all learners. And so we begin, and as you're preparing, I invite you to take the first string of your ukulele, and I invite you to tune it down. Right now it's an A, and we're going to tune it down to G. I'll do that right now for you. And when I tune with the class, I usually will sing the note and have them sing it too. And you sing that with me and see if you can find it on the first string of your ukulele. Ba, 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 ba. I have been teaching for 4 decades, and for me, the most interesting thing about working with students is to find a way to keep them engaged in the learning process. You know, it's so easy, particularly now in the days of virtual education, which so many of us are having to do. And in fact, I'm having to do this with you, not in person, but virtually as well. So we are redesigning and recreating the way that we reach out. But the opportunity to disconnect is so great right now. So finding a way to teach in an engaging manner not only connects students to what they're doing and to you, but it also engages the brain for optimal learning. And so many years ago, Carl Palnick gave a keynote at Texas Music Educator Session, and his keynote was called Music Saves Lives. And I'm going to put the link in it in your session notes. What I want to do with you today is what I would have done with you in person at the conference. It is to give you an engaging session that keeps you in flow and engagement while you're learning. Carl talks about in his keynote the 4 primary pathways to neuroplasticity in the brain. At any age, by the way, it's not just up to the age of 5, but all the way throughout our lives. We can be growing neural pathways from right and left hemispheres of the brain. And the 4 primary pathways are making music, yay, just what we do in offered education. Movement, so you will see how movement is a key foundation for the work that I'm going to share with you today. Creative play, Carl Palnick says, not like learning to play the clarinet. He says, like downright playing in the sandbox, imaginary, making it up, you don't know where you're going play. Improvisation. And numinous experience, when many create as one. So you'll notice as we go along today in this session, I'll be sharing the ways that we're bringing these key pathways to neuroplasticity into this teaching strategies and technique. So we have our ukulele in slack key C tuning. That means when we strum across the strings, we actually have a C chord. In this Success for All Learners method, we're going to begin by engaging and connecting to the rhythm that lives in the body of every student. And so I ask them, can you feel your heartbeat? You feel the pulse? And so often I'll ask them to just see if they can find this, and you can do this with me. Take one hand, connect to pulse in your body. Take the other hand and tap it in the air. We're all going to be unique in what we're feeling. And then we take the next step is have both your hands in the air, look around the room, and students say, oh, wow, we're all truly unique. But how do we find one another? So now I ask them to flip their ukulele over and to use their ukulele like a drum. So they're going to bring their pulse down to their ukulele. Once they do this, I like to do walking hands, and I ask them to walk their feet in the same way. Because rhythm is inherent in everything we do as a living, breathing human being. We breathe in rhythm, we walk in rhythm. So it's easy, it's fundamental. Once we're there, the group finds each other, and I say, let's find the group. This is the numinous experience of entrainment. Once we're there, we begin to explore. So start to walk around your ukulele, and you can do this with me, and start to create. Now your feet are holding the pulse, and we're starting to see what else is possible. How many sounds can we find? Now choose 2 sounds and make up a rhythm. So I found this groove I like very much, and I'm going to stay right there. Now, if I were with you in person, we would hear how our rhythms connect. And I always say interconnecting rhythms need silence around them. So I'm leaving space for you to put your part in the holes. So I've got my looper going now here we're step, 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 step. Good. Here's the groove, and we'll play with this a little bit, and I'll have half the class walking on their ukuleles and the other half exploring. And then they'll switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, switch. Other side explores while the first side walks. Great. So you can play like that with the group for a little bit so the kids get used to doing this. All the while, they're still stepping pulse. They've got that foundation in their body. So drumming as the pathway in, your first doorway, they open up. And I tell students of all ages that you can always go back to steady pulse. And so if anything ever gets like, wow, it's too difficult at this moment, you do what you can do, always in the game. Now we flip the uke over. Great. And now we add chunk. So the next step, really fun to add this chunking process. So we mute the strings with one hand and strum with the other. So I'm just getting them used to keeping their wrist relaxed. Their body is relaxed, they're still stepping pulse, so now they're engaged in. I said, let's try a few different strums, down and up. Fast. Slow. Just down, 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 up. And I say, just explore, play. And then you can play by moving your hands up and down on your chunk. I want students to be in the flow of creating music, always. So they can always go back to drumming, always go back to chunking. Okay, here we go. And so then we add strumming. Now we're in an open C, so they can play around with strumming. Now I break the class into 3 parts. One group is drumming, one is chunking, one is strumming. And then we trade parts. I'll say on 4, go to the next number. So it'll move around. Ones go to 2, drummers become chunkers, chunkers become strummers, and strummers become drummers. And I'll cycle that 3 times till everybody's had the chance to be in free play, stepping over pulse, really spending time and getting groove in their body, getting used to holding the ukulele, used to playing the ukulele, and they're all having fun, they're all engaged, and now you've given them fundamental tools that they can go to at any point during your classes. I love using the ukulele in my drum circles, my music circles in the class. In fact, I open up every classroom with maybe 5 minutes of free improvisational play before we go to the structure of the lesson. And I think there's great value in this because they're learning that music is their expressive language. And so on whatever instrument, the Orff instruments, the boom whackers, the percussion instruments, on whatever instrument you're introducing, you're always going back to music is a language, and it's a language of expression. So I want to share with you, you can have a lot of fun in music circles in your classroom with just drumming, chunking, and strumming with open C. Then, if you have some students that might want to go a little further with improvisation, I'm going to walk you quickly through these other shapes. This is shape 1. You can see it in pink, 2nd string 1st fret, 3rd string 2nd fret. You can slide that shape to 3rd and 4th fret. And then if you look at the longer chord chart, we come again. There's position 1, same thing. And on the 5th fret, you have your 2nd finger on 3rd string 5th fret, and your 3rd finger goes right behind on 2nd string 5th fret. We slide shape 2 up to 7th fret. Shape 1 comes back in on 8th and 9th fret. And shape 1 again on 10 and 11th fret. And then shape 2 up on 12. And I'm just taking you quickly through this so you can see that with those tools, you can start to have so many fun possibilities with your music circle in class. So when you start to improvise, you can just play around with those. So you get the idea. And your students will have a lot of fun. You can include Orff instruments, drumming, chunking, percussion instruments. It's a great way to start a class off, first 5 minutes, with just a great warm-up. Introducing a one-note chord and rounds. A great way is to start just by having students walk on the 1st string, and I'd have them walk on all the strings with call and response. Answer. Yeah, and they can practice offering calls. Then I would have them move on the frets, 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 1st string, calling back, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd finger on 3rd fret. After I played around with it, then I'd say, voila, it's a C chord. We do row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. And then, after they practice that a while, you can do it in a round, split the class into 3 parts. Then you can have some fun with strumming styles. And you can start with a boom chuck. Right. 4th string and strum. Great. Or we could do a reggae style where you step, down, up, step, down, up. And I like to involve the whole body and get students to do that little reggae dance. There's a little mute of my hand we can practice, or blues. I'll show you that in a little bit. But while you're holding on to a C chord, practice the strums. Really get it into their bodies in a fun way and an easy way. So now, I'd like to introduce another song with a different world music style. This is Arabic. It's the song Tumba Tumba. And I'm going to introduce the idea of movement as well to lodge chord memory in the body and chord progressions. So we start with an A minor chord, fourth string, second fret. I love it because, again, it's a one finger chord, which is so nice to use and so easy to play. So we've got A minor, and I lean that back, and then I do the D minor. I add my first finger on second string, first fret, third finger on second string, second fret, right behind the second finger. And that leans forward. A minor back, D minor forward. So once I've got the chords going, then I have half of the group drum the balladi rhythm that you'll see on the screen there. And they drum the first half, doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom. And say it, doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom. Doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom. I add a little shape in the space, and in the space, the other half of the group chunks. Tekka, tek, tekka, doom, doom, tekka, tekka, doom. Tekka, tek, tekka, doom, doom, tekka, tek, doom. Tekka, tek, tekka. Now you can hear both parts. I put it on the looper so you can hear both. So here we go. And so A minor's leaning back a little bit, and then we're forward for D minor. So here we put it together. And I'm leaning back for A minor, forward for D minor. So it's a little dance in the body, and you're crossing the midline, waking up the brain. Here we go. Toomba, 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 toom, D minor, toomba, toomba, A minor, toomba, 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 yes. La 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 la, yes. La 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 la. So I wanted to show you a blues that's very fun to do, and it's in C. And the dance of the chords are C is in the middle, and F is to the left, and G7 is to the right, and back to C. So it's a 1, 4, 5, and moving the body, root, fourth is to the left, and fifth is to the right. So here we go. We start and we have this drum, and I'm going to show you. So you have the weight of this drum. Now I put a little walking bass line in. So you can see in my little chart here, C, I'm going to walk on the fourth string, second fret, third fret, second, and open. This is for these kids that are ready for something a little more advanced. It also just gives it a real blues flavor. Then when we go to F, remember we're going to the left side, and your third finger is going to run on this open, second fret, third fret, second fret. Back to the C in the middle of your body. When we go to the G7th, just go there and hold it. And F, walking, and C in the middle. Then I like to turn around, G7. Good morning, blues. Blues, how do you do? Yeah. Good. Here we go to the F, left side. Good morning, blues. Blues, how do you? Back to C in the middle. Do. We're going to go to G7th, right. I'm doing all right, left half. Morning, how are C in the middle? You. Yeah, you can have a lot of fun with that. Blues in C, you can use the Orff instruments, the boom whackers, lots of fun things that you can do with the blues. I like to use the boom whackers in my pieces as well, and so I'll show you in this next tune how I am doing that. It's really a lot of fun. I put an octavator on the root notes, and so this next tune has C, D minor, so I'll have an octavator on the D, and then F, and I'll have an octavator on the F. And I have students hold the boomwhacker out and play it with a rhythm stick. That way you get a nice solid sound. And you gotta give it a good strong hold too. So here we go. I love to create a classroom theme song with my older students, and Don't Worry, Be Happy I've had so much fun with. So it's got 3 chords, and you know all the chords now. So notice as I sequentially built the skills, when we get to Don't Worry, Be Happy, then everything's there. And the dance and the body goes like this. You're in the middle for the C. So middle. And remember the reggae? Step, down, up, down, up. And I'm muting my hand against the strings. Down, up, mute. Mute. Okay, so that's one of the things I'll show the students as well. So we step down, up. So you mute when you step. C. Good. Lean forward, D minor. Great. Lean to the left, F. Back to the middle, C. And it starts again. C. Forward for D minor, to the left and F. It's a nice easy change. And back to the middle and C. And it starts all over again and C. Yeah. Forward to D minor. Beautiful. To the left, F. And back to C. Da 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 da. Great. Now let me show you what I do with the boom whackers and the rest of the class. This is so much fun. And if I were with you in person, this is my grand finale where everybody pulls the boom whackers out and all the percussion instruments, and we have such a good time. And then if we have time, I have somebody write a verse for it. All right, but we'll just do the first verse for now. So one of my favorite things to do is to get a big group, and this is something you can do in a performance with parents. It's a great thing to do, and the kids can write their own Don't Worry, Be Happy verses and then use it in a performance and get the parents to play boom whackers and shake your eggs and whatever you've got. So I'm always looking for a way to engage the community in music making so they really appreciate the power of what you're doing with your students. The way I like to conduct it is by using these note shapes, and I stick them, you can wet them and stick them to a sound shape. And so you can have the C chord, da, ba, 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 D minor, ba, 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 and F, ba, 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 back to C, ba, 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 ba. So this is a really fun way to conduct. And all of a sudden people go, oh, wow, and they get to hear the chords and they get to hear what's happening. So it's just so much fun. So I also like to use the resonator bars. People don't think about using them in a percussive way, but they are fabulous. You can just take it and you can use your thumb to get a nice percussion. So I can hand these out as well. And then on the Orff instruments, you can have the Orff instruments play the root. So when they see these circles, I say, okay, on the Orff instruments, or you can have the boom whackers play the downbeat. And so they would play C, and the E and G would answer. So it would be C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G, C, E, G. And then D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A, D, F, A, F, A, C, A, C, F, A, C. So you could have the Orff instruments play the root, or you can do it with boom whackers. The kids love to conduct this. And C, da, 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 D minor, and F, good, and back to C, do 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 da da da. You got it? Okay, let's get our ukuleles and let's put this together. If we were all together at the conference, if I had time, I'd have somebody, you got any verse ideas? Let the group work together, and then we put it together. And these are all the 4 pathways that we talked about at the beginning of these sessions to neuroplasticity in the brain. We're making music, we're moving, and we're creating the verses. And it's a numinous experience because everybody's working together to make this happen. Here we go. Ready? And here we go now, C, D minor, sing on top, that's great. Don't worry. Be happy. Here we go. Here's a little song I wrote. You might want to learn it note for note. Don't worry. Be happy. Back to C. Every life you have some trouble. D minor when you worry makes it double F. Don't you worry now. Be happy. Do 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 da da da. Sa da da. Ba ba da da da. Don't worry. Ba ba da da da. Be happy. Da da da. Thank you so much for joining me in this session. It's really been fun to be with you. I wish I was there with you in person. Hopefully next year we can all be together. And I hope that this gave you some great and fun ideas of engaging ways to teach experientially with the brain and mind. Have fun. Thank you to TMEA for creating a conference that we could do virtually this year. And thank you to Rhythm Band Instruments, as always. And please check out their website to find my books, CDs, and DVDs, and all kinds of other amazing instruments and resources. Please join us for a Q&A after this session. I hope to see you there. Thanks for joining me today. So yeah, yeah, ha ma 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 ya ya.